Hey everybody, Desert Guardian here. Say, I put up a picture of this particular Polymer80 build earlier today and got several messages asking for more information on it. So I figured I would do a quick informational video. This particular one has the Polymer80 PF940c frame. The Hive Technologies trigger, mag release, and base plate, very similar to the setup that was in my first Polymer80 build. This one, however, has the backup tactical threaded barrel, and it has Brownells new Glock 19 iron sight front serration slide. So just wanted to kind of show this one off. So I built this one very similarly to the first build. You know, milled it out with the Dremel tool. It didn't take nearly as long as the first one because all of my initial apprehensions were gone, and I felt like, hey, I can do this. Had a little bit more confidence. Turned out great. Put the classy Raptor blacked out American flag back plate on it. The real interesting part was this slide. So as you know from the first one, I had a ZevTech slide on it, which is like about the highest end slide you can put on something. The Brownells slides, they have these things on sale for less than $200. You can't pick up a custom slide or have a stock slide customized for less than that. So let's tear this down, take a deeper look at it. So, clear it. All right, so here's the frame. So, you know, milled down, everything from Polymer80's put in it. You can see the little Hive logo. I love that. I love the way they do that inside there. This one's running a factory connector on it. So the trigger pull is probably about 5 pounds on it, very smooth with the Hive trigger. We'll show the trigger and the reset in a minute. Used mostly factory Glock innards, Glock slide release. You know, everything on it is factory Glock other than the Hive parts. Now this is the cool part here. So I'm going to pull out, I did run a factory Glock guide rod and recoil spring. Didn't go fancy on that one. We'll go ahead and take off the backup tactical thread protector, whoop, and drop it on the ground. This is pretty cool. It's like a Celtic knot, and this is their OD green color. So you can see it's not quite flat dark earth, not quite stainless, but a nice light OD green. I thought it complemented the build well. So here's the backup tactical barrel. So Backup Tactical does kind of small batch barrels. It's all USA sourced materials, all made in America, tight tolerances, really nice setup. You can run lead bullets through it if you choose to. Basically really, really nice high-end barrel. So if you get a chance to pick one of those up, I highly recommend it. Now here is the Brownells slide. So it's not super fancy. It really follows the lines of the factory Glock. It's very square, very black. Everything's kind of straight up and down, nothing super fancy. But the beauty of it is, this is less than 200 bucks, and it performs flawlessly. So it does have a little bit of a bevel all the way around. It's kind of a squared off bevel, so I really actually kind of like to look at it. It gives kind of a prismatic look to it. And then it runs the front and rear identical serrations, and of course it runs it in the front on top also. So you got to get a lot of guys that want to press check and cock from the front from every angle. That enables them to do it. It runs factory Glock sight cuts on it, and you can actually get this one with an RMR cut in the front also. So you can run co-witness sights or suppressor height sights, whatever you want to do. I decided on a set of TFO sights that I've had for a while. Those should be glowing nicely with the light behind them. And you know, they're steel, they're burly, they're durable. But I mean, you can see they're machined to exacting specs, you know, and then of course they've got a good coating on them. I believe it's a DLC coating. I'll have to double check on that, but yeah, no problems so far with the way I treat it, that's for sure. But you know, hey, I'm sure I can scratch anything if I try hard enough. I did install these sights. I didn't have a sight installation tool, so in one of my previous videos you probably saw I pounded them in with a brass punch and did no damage to it. So real durable finish, very well built slide. And like I said, it's very Glock. It's very square. It's very Spartan. But it gets the job done, and that's kind of what it's all about when it comes to, you know, Glock reliability. Now, the only Glock parts in this are, of course, the small parts. Everything else is aftermarket. So you know, the aftermarket in the Glock world is also trying to make an attempt to be as reliable or more so than Glock itself and be able to essentially build a Glock from nothing. Both Polymer80 and Brownells and Backup Tactical and Hive Technologies, all of them have really succeeded in that. Even Classy Raptor with their backplates, high performance backplate. You know, they take a good thing that works great and they improve on it. You know, the trigger's smoother. The slide has more serrations, a different bezel to it. The frame has no finger grooves and a 1911 grip angle and better stippling on it, and a Picatinny rail instead of the Glock rail. The Backup Tactical barrel, you can run lead rounds through. It improves accuracy. It's you know, just hands down, you take the best stuff, the quote-unquote Glock perfection, and make it nicer. So that's what these companies are doing, and luckily for me, I had the opportunity to put this together with some awesome support from Backup Tactical, Classy Raptor, Brownells, Polymer80, and Hive Technologies, and put together a very, very nice non-Glock Glock pistol. So here's the standard Glock connector. It's not a 3.5 pound like this guy, but with the Hive trigger, you can see has the same take up as before, same crisp break as before, and nice reset. So the only difference you're going to see between that and this one is the trigger pull is just a little bit lighter on it because I'm running that 3.5 pound connector. So but yeah, this one, I guess you would call it, you know, you have all these companies that are making triggers and trigger springs, and they say there's the competition versus the duty spring. This would be more of a duty pull on the spring. You don't want it super light when it's something that you're carrying around, running around with. So, but yeah, the Polymer80, like I mentioned, in no finger grooves, the great grip angle, the great stippling, nice ledge for your finger, the Picatinny rail, all the same stuff as the other one. This one is just a little bit more basic, doesn't have the fancier colors, doesn't have the Zev slide, but this Brownells slide, I tell you, I am super impressed with it. The front serrations are great, very grippy. You know, here's my Gen 4. Now, obviously, this has got some millwork done to the front, but this has the factory Glock serrations, and they are not as deep and not as sharp as the Brownells. So this one, I mean, you get plenty of grip on it, but you got to squeeze it pretty hard. With the Brownells, it's got a very, very positive grip on it, both front and rear. So it's a nice setup. Really appreciate them letting me play with it and put together this gun. Turned out really good, shoots great. All the parts and pieces that went into it really complement it. And yeah, there you go. There's a closer look at the Flat Dark Earth Polymer80 build with the Brownells forward serration iron sight slide. So hope this was informational for those of you that were asking. If you have any other questions, comments, concerns, go ahead and comment below. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. As for now, Desert Guardian, out.